complaining about it. But like I said, it is not only that one person's karma is permanently rolling. We are not only one person. We are a person in a family, in a community, in a society, in a country, in the world, in the universe. And all those various spheres of karma interact. Now I know that is a very paralyzing thought. It is not just me, my family also, and my country also, and my society also. Yes. So you are not, but what is the good news? The good news is that every time somebody grows in consciousness, it impacts family, society, country, culture. Which is why today it is becoming easier and easier for people to become liberated, because more and more people are becoming liberated, everybody's consciousness is growing. Every time a person becomes enlightened in the whole universe, all living beings take one step forward in evolution. So it's becoming easier and easier. People are getting these experiences easier and easier. So that much karma is also evolving. You see, karma is a tool for evolution of consciousness. You must not look at karma as something grim. It is a grim judge, You will be punished. That is Yama, by the way. Yama is the first man who died, and he is the guy who regulates karma. Yama is not the lord of death. Mrityu is the power of death. But death happens when Shiva comes for you. When Shiva comes for you, Mahashakti Kundalini, which is the source of life, is so happy to see him, she jumps out of you and you are gone. Death happens when Shiva comes. That is why he is known as Hara. Hara means to snatch. What does he snatch from you? Your life. For good reasons, so that you evolve, so that you become. But Yama is not actually death. Yama is the person who controls the vibration of karma. Yama is the person who determines good karma, bad karma, what is the consequence. Yama is that person. He is the first guy. He is the first person who transcends. Mrityu is the power behind death. That is a different thing altogether. Yama is not Mrityu. Don't mistake. And when Shiva comes for you, he comes in the form known as Mahakala. Time. So basically time comes for you. But that is why death happens. It's because the Kundalini, the prana leaves you. The Kundalini or the prana leaves you. So this is again a misconception.
In Mahakal temple they use the rocks of the cremation ground.
Yes, Ujjain Mahakal temple, for thousands of years this has been going on. They do Bhasmarti. Bhasma ka abhishek karte hain, and that Bhasma is taken from a freshly cremated human body. And it's been going on for thousands of years, and they say the day a human body will not be available, that is the day the universe ends. It's quite a freaky thing to see. They bring it in this gamcha, in this cloth, and they right over the Shivlingam, they instead of doing milk or abhishekam, they're doing it with the. So it's a sort of very dramatic understanding and symbol that the consciousness is behind it. And Shiva is the only being that is permanently outside of karma.
Why do they have Shiva temple in the crematorium?
Same reason, because Shiva is actually the person who. Shiva is the person who snatches, and he snatches so that you evolve. If you remain in this one body, you're limited by that one body. The habits, the tendencies, and the attachment to that one body. So he is the person who makes sure that you're evolving, that your consciousness is evolving, not devolving. You can devolve also, by the way. That is the dangerous aspect of karma that people don't realize. Usually it's very difficult to lose a human birth. It's not impossible. Once you attain a human birth, no matter what you do, you keep being born as a human being. But if you continue to act like a murderer and rapist and things like that, and they say, okay, you're not yet ready to be a human being, go back into animal womb for some time. It's rare, but it can happen. So one should not do things which devolve. One should do things which evolve. It's very rare, but it happens.